All right, breaking right now, another second-term pick from President Trump. Ex-New York Congressman and former New York gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin has been chosen to serve as administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency. In a statement to the New York Post, Trump says Lee, with a very strong legal background, has been a true fighter for America First policies. He will ensure fair and swift deregulatory decisions that will be enacted in a way to unleash the power of American businesses, while at the same time maintaining the high environmental standards, she said, including the cleanest air and water on the planet. Lee Zeldin joins me now live from West Palm Beach, Florida. We knew you were down there, so that was going to be my first question. Are you going to be in the administration? So congratulations to you on your new job.
Thank you, Martha. Great to be with you.
So one of the things that's been a big focus of the Trump campaign is to get through the bureaucracy that exists in Washington and to deregulate. The EPA has been in some ways an enemy to a lot of these businesses across America because they've had a long arm. Now, post-Chevron decision from SCOTUS, you see a different environment in terms of how much a regulatory agency can get away with. What are you planning to do at EPA?
One of the biggest issues for so many Americans was the economy, and the president was talking about unleashing economic prosperity. Through the EPA, we have the ability to pursue energy dominance, to be able to make the United States the artificial intelligence capital of the world, to bring back American jobs to the auto industry, and so much more. President Trump cares about conserving the environment. As you just mentioned in that statement from him, his desire to ensure clean access to clean air, clean water, it was a top priority. So I'm excited to get into work to implement President Trump's economic agenda, and I think the American people are so hungry for it. It's one of the big reasons why they're sending him back to the White House.
So what did he, what is that? How does that translate? Translate that to me for day one actions from the EPA.
So day one and the first 100 days, we have the opportunity to roll back regulations that are forcing businesses to be able to struggle. They're forced to cut costs internally. They are moving overseas altogether, to be able to bolster liquidity in the American economy where businesses strive to grow, expand here, and have the ability to export what they produce as opposed to exporting their jobs in the companies themselves. There are regulations that the left wing of this country have been advocating through regulatory power that ends up causing businesses to go in the wrong direction. And President Trump, when he called me up, he was rattling off 15, 20 different priorities, a clear focus. He wasn't reading off of some sheet. It's the top of his head. And if I challenged him to give me 50 more ideas of what to do with this agency to improve the economy, I'm confident he would have done that. So advancing America First policies is one of the reasons why President Trump got elected. We have to make America great again. And often when he talks about that at the end of his rally speeches, he was also talking about making our country prosperous again. And it's something that he deeply believes in. This is going to be a great 4 years for America. It's not just about a great day one or a great first 100 days. I have a feeling that we're on the verge of what could be the greatest 4 years we've ever seen of any president in the White House.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, the unraveling of some of these regulations when you're at EPA. We're going to watch very closely to see, what you look to tackle first, and also on the clean water issues and clean air issues, which we know are very important to the former president. Couple very quick questions here. I thought it was interesting this morning that Governor Hochul had a conversation with President Trump. She said really nasty things about him the day before, and then I guess he called her and they had this long conversation about fixing the 2nd Avenue subway and Penn Station and how he wants to revitalize the city. What do you make of that?
I love that President Trump is so committed to being the president for all Americans. There was a competitive race for the presidency and for Congress and local offices. And it's a score that's settled at the ballot box. That's what we've been advocating for, is that Americans get involved in this process. When the election's over, It's a time to get to the people's business as quickly as possible. And some people want to act as if the election is never ending. And I think the American people are tired of that. They want President Trump to be a leader for all Americans, and President Trump wants to have that responsibility. And it disarms these blue state governors or these blue state mayors who might want to go back to 2017, where they're trying to resist, oppose, impeach, and obstruct everything and anything. That's not the country that the president wants. God bless him for it.
Quick legal question for you. The sentencing in Merchan's courtroom for the so-called hush money case on November 26th, do you believe that that happens? And do you think that Governor Hochul would pardon the president because it's a state issue, that case?
The case needs to go away. The only reason why it was brought was because it was President Trump. It's time for us to move on. The weaponization of the justice system is something that was used against President Trump, and it shouldn't have been. The judge should do the right thing and end this case right now. Listen, the election's over. It's done. Time to move forward. The people have spoken. They want President Trump in the White House.
So you think he will not sentence on November 26th? Is that your estimation?
Well, I know that he shouldn't. As far as the judge goes, whether or not he does the right thing is up to him. But it's pretty clear from the get-go. When the indictment first came out, the American public was saying, we believe that this is a political prosecution. Right. And that opinion across the American public hasn't changed.
Yeah, it had an impact on the election environment as well. So we'll see what happens. Thank you very much.